Hello there, this is Sarah with Sarah Bear Tarot, bringing my air sign friends a reading for October. And so this isn't broken down into just signs. I'm breaking the readings into three, one per decan for each sign. So each sign will have three cards, and if you don't know the decan you were born under, that's okay. A comment before reading each pile, and it's in the timestamps as well. So now let's get started with first Decan Gemini. This is for those of you born May 22nd through May 31st. So these cards can be a little scary. When we see the Hanged Man and death, I think is our tendency to get superstitious and worried. But what I see is after a time of maybe ill health, a time spent perhaps in meditation and healing, there is a transformation and a rising up, a rebirth. And with that Page of Wands there at the end, it does look like a new start at the end of it. With this oracle card, there's a feeling of some loss or chaos or a falling apart. But of course, when things fall apart, that is when we can rebuild afresh. And with this umbrella, there's a sense that you are protected. You do not need to fear moving on and shedding the old and what doesn't work anymore. There's a feeling here of rising up from the ashes. And, we may lose some things, but not what's important. And, with this fall card, I'm feeling it's not simply about descent or falling away from something. It's also about the season, the time of year when the trees shed what doesn't have life anymore, what needs to be let go of so that it can grow afresh in spring. And speaking of spring, there will be rain, there will be sustenance and new growth. And the Page of Wands has the sun shining, it's fire energy. There's a new start and passion ignited, creativity, new energy. Things begin to look up after a dark time for you. So maybe moving into winter and spring, you will have a new sense of excitement coming in for you. But right now, for October, allow yourself peace, quiet, and to get in alignment with your soul and get ready to release what you don't need anymore. Now this pile is for second Decan Gemini, those of you born June 1st through June 10th. As a relationship reading, I'll go right there because lovers, it looks like we have a possible new start, a new home, new love, new sense of unity, and also some big dreams, perhaps, that you're ready to manifest together in the future. October looks like a nice time to cozy up and make the most of your relationship. If you're single, I think you might be able to expect a really nice opportunity for love coming in. As a career reading, this looks like a possibility for a new job, a promotion, and partnership. This oracle card can mean you may be feeling a little on the outside. So as a Gemini, you want to make sure to stay out of your head and stop thinking other people are judging you or leaving you out. Know that you are on the right track and that it doesn't really matter what other people say. You're making the best choices for you and yours. It feels like you've really thought things through, and this is a part of your future path. The key in the path, it feels very much like you've really got this right. And I think moving into the future, we have that star. So you can make your wishes known to the universe and stay hopeful, stay positive. We have harmony and balance Also, you have a Libra influence, so you do require balance. And I see that here with the Lovers card. Whatever kind of partnership this is, I think it is a perfect completion. And where one is strong, the other is weak. Where one is weak, the other is strong. And so together, you really can create stability and security and something that can grow. There's patience here with the Pentacles. It is a slow energy, and that's good. You need to remain patient. Also, when I was talking about this partnership seeming just right, the key, I'm thinking of a lock and key. Like together, you will open doors that you couldn't open on your own. So overall, I think this October is about balance and harmony. Enjoy it. Okay, we are moving forward now to Gemini 3rd Decan. This is for those of you born June 11th through June 21st. And I'm definitely feeling some spirituality here with the Ace of Cups. Perhaps you've recently had a new start in something that touches your heart. Could be a relationship or a creative pursuit or a spiritual pursuit. There's been a recent feeling of an overflowing of love, perhaps. And at this moment, there's success. I see victory. I think you're riding high and feeling pretty good about what you've accomplished. You've made a commitment and you've moved forward with it. So now I'll pull some oracle cards. Oh, okay. There's a lot of mesmerizing energy there and otherworldly. So yeah, we have a strong spiritual element here. Maybe you are gifted in light work, helping people to heal. If this is a relationship, it feels like it's a really soul healing type of relationship. That's a spiritual connection. Maybe you're spellbound by this person and they're really teaching you a lot and helping your spiritual growth. If you are single, I think staying open is drawing in your maybe twin flame or a soulmate, someone with a very deep spiritual connection to you, someone who's gifted, open-hearted, and loving, as well as quite charismatic and maybe a leader with the Hierophant. There's a leadership quality to that, someone who has a spiritual business or something along those lines. You could meet this person at church or spiritual groups or any type of group, really. And if this is not about relationships, but about you or your career, I think you do have spiritual gifts that will benefit the outside world that you should strengthen and work with. This October, I think you might find a new influx of healing energy as well. I'm feeling energy coming in. And perhaps this would be a good time to do some chakra clearing and meditation or yoga, things that can unblock your spiritual centers and reinvigorate you. So whether in love or career, whatever the case, I see a lot of success ahead, teamwork, as well as group connection, healing energy, and peace. Now let us move forward to Libra. Libra, this is a reading for October, and it's broken down into 3 parts, one for each decan. If you don't know the decan you're born under, that's okay. I will comment before each pile, and you can find it in the timestamps and jump ahead to your pile if you like. And now let's get a move on it. This is for Libra, 1st Decan, those of you born September 22nd through October 2nd. And we have some boss energy here. I see you standing in your power. And we have temperance in the world. So you found a middle path. You're leading the way. You are guiding, mediating, and taking everyone's feelings and needs into consideration. There's a wider world, and you are in charge. I think you're very skilled in possibly diplomacy, so you may have a career in law enforcement, or politics, I'm going to say. And with the aristocrat, we have even more boss energy. You're someone who can connect with the masses. You can lead. You can multitask. You have authority, influence, and power. You have many gifts. You have natural elegance, and you don't wield your power over others. I think you are a really talented orator, someone who can really speak to everyone. And you're really growing this October. I think learning how to be even more politically correct, how to be more lenient, how to be more allowing of others. And I think you really sort of have the world at your feet. Now, if this is a love reading, I would say you likely have a very strong energy, a dominant energy, and you might be finding that there's someone coming in that balances you out and really kind of smooths away your rough edges. And if you're in a current relationship, remember that you are responsible for the livelihood of others. And I'm feeling an Atlas energy here, like you really have the world on your shoulders, and that is a heavy load to bear, but you can do it. And whatever the case, I think as you move into the coming year, you're going to find you have a strong sense of completion and have a lot to really celebrate. There's advancement and really ruling, but in a very flexible way. I think this is a really amazing power, and you'll really be stepping into your highest self, your most proud, dignified, and in charge version of yourself. All right, now let us move on to second Decan Libra. That is for those of you born October 3rd through October 12th. And oh wow, this is very mothering energy. I love this. This goes with your big, kind, loving heart. The Queen of Pentacles and the Empress are so very similar. And look, we have 2-3 cards. So threes may be significant for you. Maybe 333, 333, those sort of numbers will be good signs for you to know you're on the right path. So we have thinking about others and bringing others together. There's a lot of nurturing, compassion here. I think you're a very independent person, but you really need to have those you love surrounding you. This is a time this fall to be connecting with others, to those you love, to those you love. This is a heart-expanding time. And then we have the Ankh and the Sick Witch. All right, that's about purging, cleansing. And the Ankh is the ancient Egyptian hieroglyph that means life. So we have a lot of life-giving energy. Perhaps people around you will be sick, children, and there will be a lot of time that you have to spend nurturing and helping those around you heal. I wouldn't be surprised if you work at a career that has to do with caring for sick people, children, elderly people. So maybe nursing or healthcare. Maybe even hospice, actually, because I know there's this feeling of passing on with the Ankh. So maybe helping others pass on in comfort and peace. So I'll move on to, if this is a love reading, I see you coming together with someone who has a very healing and feminine energy. someone who is very loving, kind, giving, and perhaps you will meet this person through friends or celebrating. Any current relationship feels like there's going to be a lot of harmony and celebration. I'll come back to celebration always with the Three of Cups. Overall, October looks very much like it's about love and life, celebrating love and life. Now, this reading is for 3rd Decan Libra. That is for those of you born October 13th through October 22nd. And forgive me, by the way, if you hear barking. The neighbor's dogs never shut up. And so there's that. Never mind, moving on. Ace of Swords. We have a very mind-centered energy here. So it can be clarity and insight. But then with the 5 of Coins, there is a feeling of isolation or worry about the future or a feeling of scarcity. Then we have the 3 of Coins. So I wonder if you're worrying about money, having miscommunications about money, or worrying about work. And this card can suggest people talking against you or thinking people are talking against you, but it can also mean that there's something kind of poking at your mind, something bothering you. With the shell, there's a feeling of withdrawal and foresight. With worry, it feels like you may be getting caught up in your head and losing sight of the fact that there are others to help you. So, this October, instead of thinking of what you don't have or worrying about loss, how about you connect with others? Don't worry about the future. Spend more time in the present. With foresight, I think you're probably constantly trying to have foresight, and it's tiring. Maybe just stop trying to look into the future and allow people in. Don't withdraw. Don't allow your thoughts to cut away your peace of mind. And communication will be important. I feel like you've just withdrawn pretty far in. And with the 3 of Pentacles, there's collaboration, community, and people coming together. So if you are having trouble with money, or difficulty finding work, or work's not feeling right anymore, please don't be afraid to ask for help. I think you'll find that there are people who want to be on your team and want to work with you and want to help you to advance. You just have to step outside of yourself and allow assistance in. We are better as a group than by ourselves. Okay, peoples, now we're moving into the readings for Aquarius, and there's going to be 3 readings, 1 for each decan. If you don't know your decan, that's all right. I'll comment before each pile, and you can also find it in the timestamps and jump ahead. So let's jump into this now. This pile is for 1st Decan Aquarius. That is those of you born January 21st through January 29th. And I did get a reverse card here. It came out that way. 2 of Wands, which usually speaks of planning. And reverse, it can speak of perhaps planning that has fallen through or improper planning. But you're moving out of that. Knight of Pentacles shows you're moving and plotting and strategizing, and you're on a mission. And of course, the Fool is also on a mission, a new start. This Oracle card can speak of sort of a near miss, maybe escaping catastrophe. So maybe the planning that fell through could have led to some problems, but it didn't. And this month, you'll be getting back on the horse, ready to enter a new future. We have the Door, we have the Fool, manifestation. I think you're a lucky sort and a master manifester. And if you put your faith into yourself, into the universe, you'll soon be opening new doors for your future and coming closer to your dreams. There's a new start here, so it's not a rush. Be methodical, be patient. If this is about a love reading, I think you may be moving on from maybe a difficult situation, and it's a lucky a lucky break, actually. So don't doubt that new love will come in for you eventually. There's no rush. Again, you don't have to just jump into the first relationship that comes to you. I think you can play the field for a while if you like, and see what all the universe has in store for you. So steady on, my friends, and keep going through whatever doors open up before you. Okay, now we'll move on to Aquarius second decan, and that is for those of you born January 30th through February 8th. And I'll point out right at the start, we have 2 10s, so 10s may be a significant number for you, 10, and perhaps it will be helpful to give you a sign showing you are on the right path. You are on the right path, by the way. I see an ending to a painful situation. The Chariot, you're moving forward right now at this time in October, and you're moving towards a brighter future, a happier, more harmonious time. There's a light at the end of the tunnel and a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. I think you are moving forward and manifesting more of the good stuff that you want. There's energy, there's leadership, and taking the reins to control your life. If this is a relationship reading, you may be leaving a painful time and moving forward into a happier time. If you're single, you may be leaving a difficult relationship and moving into a happier one. So with these cards here, heartache and disappointment and hatchet. So we're cutting away from the pain, looking towards the future, turning our back to what doesn't serve us anymore, and staying hopeful and positive about the future ahead. You're not hanging back. You're moving forward, and you realize that what has hurt you can hurt you no longer. It's in the past, and you're not going in that direction. There's a feeling here to me also of joining a group, whereas maybe before you were a little solitary and alone. Now we have teamwork and group activity. These flying creatures, they're in a flock and they're leaving the dark. They're moving towards the sun. There's a lot of flying here. Of course, that is the crow deck, so there would be flying. But anyway, spreading your wings and going for it, going for what you desire. So this October, release pain, chop away, and be free. All right. Now I'm moving on to third decan Aquarius. Those of you born February 9th through February 18th. So this looks a little confrontational and blocked. I think you're very determined and you've been pushing through many obstacles, but sometimes there's conflict between your mind, yourself, and others. Perhaps at work, maybe difficulties in communications or misunderstandings. Someone maybe makes you feel like you can't stick up for yourself, or like if you do, you'll be knocked down or defeated or pushed aside. Maybe you've been wrongfully judged, or maybe you've judged people wrong. Maybe you've done something against others and could be more flexible. Whatever the case, you're very much in your head right now, and perhaps you're moving into a thoughtful time. As you move through autumn, maybe this is a time for you to rethink things. to go into seclusion, to hibernate, to shed some of the old ways of being, to get to the bones of things, to dig deep and find out what is the root of the problem. So for now, I think the best thing you can do is to rise above the situation and accept some of the ways in which you may be involved in the difficulties or conflicts that have arisen. I'm feeling there is a need to get to the bare bones and move forward with a fresh perspective, a clear conscience, and a new skin. This doesn't feel like a time for a new relationship. It feels like time to get to know yourself and to break free of certain patterns that haven't been serving you very well. Okay, everyone. See you later.